Yeah, that is right. I am back again. It's that time of week, baby. And I am hitting you today, continuing actually, with the AFC South, man, on my NFL Divisional Preview Series. Yeah, it's time to get it on, baby. This is Gridiron Nation, y'all. And we're showing some love to our neighbors, Ruidoso, New Mexico today. And also, I got a little bit of gamer talk for y'all today. So hop in and vibe with me, baby. Let's get it cracking, y'all.
Gridiron Nation, come on. It's time I get in the game, forget the money and fame. Stay ready, making sure that they'll remember my name. I got a hunger inside when the numbers are tied. I'ma turn it up a level, never will be denied. I got them back on their heels, not to have me a meal. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the field. Take out the competition, they'll remember the name. The wicked one I always bring it, got my head in the game. Now it's all.
Yeah, what is up, y'all? It is that time of week again. Welcome to Gridiron Nation Podcast, Gridiron Nation 109, y'all. Thank you guys for joining me on yet another week, man. I am your host, Gabriel Garcia, a.k.a. The Wicked One. That is me on the beginning there. That is album I'm working on. That song is coming up on an album I'm working on, all right, man? And I'm about to start pushing my summertime music here pretty soon because it's hot. Talking about 104 degrees out here today. Man, and you know, my little AC is kicking, man. It's going, trying to keep me cool up in here and chilling. And I hope you guys are keeping cool as well, wherever you're at in your neck of the woods, whether you're here in the desert in the Southwest or wherever you're at, man. Much love to you. Hope you guys are out there feeling good, living well, and living blessed, man. This is the podcast that is made for the average hardcore football fan. By the average hardcore football fan. You guys already know this, man. Real quick, before we start off, man, before I get into the show, got to say rest in peace to the great one, the great Willie Mays. Yeah, man, this was a not, I don't want to say shock because he was older, you know, but you know, it's just a sad thing when you lose such a legendary figure like this, especially in sports. A guy who was so impactful, man. Not only, I mean, like he was just legit elite on the field, but what he was off the field was even bigger, was even more important. So much respect to the great Willie Mays, man. You know, baseball would not be what it is without this man. And you know, even the thing is as going as far as you know, civil rights and stuff, man. He was just big for all of this stuff, man. So I had to say rest in peace to the great one, Willie Mays. And also another great one, actor Donald Sutherland, passed away as well. Been in so many movies, man. So many movies, this guy. And you know, if you know, you've probably seen 1, 2, 3, 10 movies with this guy. Such a great actor. He's the father of Kiefer Sutherland. And he also passed away this week, man, Donald Sutherland, man. So may he rest in peace. All right, so now let's keep rolling, man. Hope you guys are out there doing all right, man. Staying cool, like I said. As for me, it was a good long weekend. I had a 3-day weekend, but sometimes, I mean, they're nice when they come along every once in a while. But there, you know, when you get those 3 days off and it's like every other weekend you get them and it's like, I go back and I got a long week ahead. But the good thing is I hit vacation next week, baby. I cannot wait. The week of the 4th of July. Yeah, so we will be celebrating my mom's birthday next week. We're going to be celebrating America's birthday next week. Yeah, man, it's going to be on next week, man. But let me know what you guys got planned, man. Let me know what you guys got going on for the 4th of July, all right? And we also, man, y'all be ready this later this summer, man, because the Paris 2024 Summer Olympics, they're going to be coming. All right, they're coming here, I believe, in August, end of July, early August. One of my favorite sporting events ever is the Olympics. I get so into the Olympics. The only thing that I don't like now, And this is why I was talking about like how social media and the internet, like it's been good and bad. The bad thing is like you may be watching the replay, but you already know who won because it's all over like Facebook or it's all over Twitter, certain events. So that's the one thing I don't like, man. But I will be watching the Olympics, cheering on the United States every single event, and secondary cheering on Mexico in the few events that they're in. But it's gonna be USA all day, baby. And we're going basketball, man. I'm gonna be looking at track and field. I'm gonna be looking at swimming, the gymnastics, boxing, especially. They got breakdancing, y'all, going in this year. That is so dope. I don't care what anybody says. I dig that. I dig that. You got the street ball going in. Oh man, just so many events that I am looking forward to. Man, it's gonna be good. The martial arts, a lot of them you won't get, but I'm gonna catch as many as I can. And next week, guys, I was thinking of doing I had one idea for a social media off the grid segment for next week, but I changed it. I changed it. I'm gonna come back to that one later. It's gonna be talking about villains in movies. But the one I'm gonna have for you guys next week is what Olympic events are you looking forward to? Okay, if you're a fan of the Olympics like I am, I'm a big time fan. I want to know what events are y'all going to be looking forward to. All right, so let's get talking about that this week, and I'll put it out there like I always do on social media, and I'll have it out there for y'all ready to just to answer, and I'll read the answers next week, all right, on Gridiron Nation, man. So y'all be on the lookout for that, all right, and I'll be ready to rock with you guys as we get ready for the Summer Olympics. Now, before we get into the football talk, y'all, okay, I have to, I got to put it out there. Prayers for Ruidoso, New Mexico. I got family out there. If y'all, I mean, this is nationwide news. It's no secret about the fires that have been going on there, man. And I don't believe that they are fully contained yet. I think last I read, they were like a 30-40%. It could be more by now. Man, we got some God-given rain this past weekend. So that was very, very important for them. But, being in contact with my cousins, shout out to my cousins, Julian and James and my tia Margaret out there, man. I love you guys, and I'm so glad you're safe. I had to reach out to my cousin the other day to see how they're doing, and and it was just it's a scary time, man, and it's a tragic time because I know they said that there was I now anything that I'm saying here now, guys, think about this. By the time you're hearing this, it could be different. Okay, but what I read up on it this morning, they were still missing about 29 people unaccounted for on the village of Ruidoso and surrounding areas. And they had two fires going on, y'all, at the same time, and it was horrible. This is like the worst thing that's ever happened there, at least that I know of. I remember talking to my cousin. He was mentioning that it could be the worst thing. So many people have lost their homes, businesses, and the community is coming together, y'all. And I just want to send my heartfelt prayers to everybody out there. Okay. And I told my cousin, man, we're here. If y'all need if they needed to come down here and stay, man, would you find a spot on the couch, on the floor? We got blankets. We got you. We got you, man. But my cousins, man, they do their thing. They're gonna ride, man. They're strong, and they're holding up out there. But I did want to put out the word, y'all. If you go on to Facebook, look up Scorpion Tattoos out of Ruidoso, New Mexico. That is my cousin, James Flores. And they're going to have a lot of stuff going on. They've already got a lot of things going on that they're putting together for fundraising. Everybody's real tight out there. When you get those little small towns like that, man, it's tight. It's tight, and I love that. I love that, man, because that's when this is a time when a community needs to have that strength and that bond to come together and help each other out. That's exactly what they're doing out there, y'all. So I know my cousin, he said that they'll be setting up a Zelle and Cash App for people to donate on. Okay. I know they've already got some donations coming in, but I want you guys to please keep following my social medias. And as I get, the links and stuff like that, I'm going to be sharing it to my personal profile, also to the Gridiron Nation profile, be it on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, all of that, man. Y'all just keep following me. If you want to help out, if you can, any little bit's gonna be able to help y'all. I guarantee you that. Any little bit matters. Okay. But even if it's just, if you can't help financially, your prayers, man. Say some prayers. That people that are needing a home, and people that are needing money, whatever it is they lost, or even for people that are missing right now, man. You know, just say some prayers for that. I'd really appreciate it. I know they would. And just keep following my social medias, and I'll let y'all know how you can help if you're looking to help financially, man, because it would be much appreciated. All right. But shout out to my primo, everybody out there, my primos, both of them, and my tia Margaret, everybody out there in Ruidoso, New Mexico, man. Our prayers are with you guys, and you guys already know, man. I got you. You need something, man. This is familia we're talking about. Real blood familia, y'all. And I mean, and I grew up with these guys, man. I grew up with these guys. So, of course, I had to reach out, make sure they were okay. And I grew up with them. I spent summers with them. And to know that something like this is going on where they're at, they've been living out there for a long time now already, man. I know it's a very, very rough time for them, man. So I'm hoping to be here for them as much as I can. And I hope you guys will be here for the people of Ruidoso as well. In any way you can, man. It would be much appreciated. All right. Let's get it on. Let's get it popping. Hey, before we hit the football, I told you at the beginning, I had some gamer talk for y'all. And I told you, JP, we're going to chronicle this on the show. Okay, if you're a gamer, if you're not, that's okay. Please do not go nowhere. The segment will not last long. But bear with me. Y'all know I'm a gamer, okay? And for those of you that are gamers, you may be familiar with a game called Elden Ring. Okay. Came out last year. It's from software game, and it's what they call a Souls-like game. And these games are very notorious for being absolutely ridiculously unnecessarily difficult. Very difficult game, man. Very difficult game. Okay. I bought it on day one, man. I was like, oh, this is going to be a dope game. Every time I put this game on, I get my ass kicked. Like 5 minutes into the damn game, I'm rage quitting. I'm like, I don't want to play no more. Give me something that I'm really good at. And I jump in there, get my confidence back up, and I'm feeling good. Okay. Games are supposed to be relaxing. Video games are supposed to be your downtime where you're chilling, at least for me, and I'm relaxing. It's not supposed to get my stress levels and anxiety up. That's exactly what this damn game Elden Ring does, y'all. This game should be illegal. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding about that. But this game, this game. But guess what? I decided to give it another run. This time, I got a secret weapon, baby. I got a coach. I got a coach helping me out here. JP is my official Elden Ring coach. Man, JP talk about this game like it's easy, y'all. He's like, oh, yeah, he's sending me videos and stuff. And I'm like, damn, this fool's killing these bosses. And there I am getting my ass handed to me by like the easiest freaking people in the damn game. It's ridiculous, y'all. Okay? Gets my anxiety up, gets my stress levels up, and I can't take this no more. I don't want to play. It's no fun. It's not fun. But I said, I'm going to go into this game because the game itself, the world, is beautiful. It's dark, but it's beautiful, man. The story, the lore, everything behind it is absolutely dope. It is so dope. Gameplay is so good. But the difficulty, it's ridiculous. There is no need for that. But I'm running through it, okay? So this segment that we're going to do every single week is called My Journey Through the Lands Between. Elden Ring should be illegal. And I got a coach, man, JP. We were texting each other, and he's telling me where to go. Go do this. Go do that. So I got through the first part, okay? And I decided to go through the little tutorial area again. It gives you a choice because, I just jumped out of Assassin's Creed Odyssey again. So my mind is like in all this crazy, with the control scheme. So I had to get out of that. So I went through it, started going through it. Now I'm stuck on, I don't even want to say it's a boss because JP says it's a watchdog. That's what they're called. They are. I looked it up. It's like in the like the Erd Tree crypt or something, grave site, something like that. But it's this stupid cat-looking statue thing, y'all, with this giant-ass sword. Cannot beat this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. My plan is by the end of this week to have beaten him and continue on with my journey through the lands between, okay, through the weekend and into my vacation next week, because I am determined to get at least competent in this game and stop getting my ass handed to me and getting pissed off about it. This game is it's one of those games that, like, if you're a masochist, you know, you get your ass kicked and that makes it fun for you. You guys are sick, JP. Y'all get into this game as hard as this. But I'm going to give him my best shot again, bro. But this time, I got my boy JP. He's got my back. He's going to coach me through this thing, because if anybody can coach me through this, it's JP. And if at some point I just can't get past these guys, that's why he's going to be like, you know what, man, I quit, dog. You suck. But I'm going to try, man. I'm going to try. So y'all, if you're a gamer, you know, ride with me every week, man. We're going to be doing my journey through the lands between. Elden Ring should be illegal is the statement this week, but that statement will change every single week based on my experience as to where I've gotten as opposed to the prior week. Okay? So y'all ride with me. Elden Rings fans, y'all are crazy. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. You're sick. You like pain. But I'm going to roll with it, man. I'm going to roll with it and see if I can, you know, because it's crazy, because when you do beat like a boss here, like I have before on an older run, you work so hard because you keep going back, trying to figure out how to beat them, and it's a sense of accomplishment because it's so difficult to do. Okay, I want that feeling. And I plan to have it on my journey through the lands between. All right, so y'all be sure, to keep riding with me, man, and I will keep y'all posted on that. I promise, okay? So now, let's get right into the football talk, baby, because I ain't got no time to waste today, because we've got a very, very good division to talk about today. I'll actually say very, maybe a very good division. We're going to talk about the AFC South today, baby. That's my preview on this week's Gridiron Nation NFL Divisional Series previews. Wait, back up. I'm going to get this right by the end of this series of previews. I'm going to have this down. So I'm going to start again. All right. On this week's segment, I guess, of Gridiron Nation's NFL Divisional Preview Series. We got the AFC South, baby. Oh, we gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Okay, last year, we saw those mighty Texans come on. CJ Stroud, I told y'all. You guys can bash me all you want about my draft players that I was talking about last year. Okay, when you're talking about my boy over in Los Angeles, yeah, with the Chargers. But I told y'all that CJ Stroud was NFL ready. Okay. I had a few debates online from people to tell me I was crazy, you know, that he was going to be good, but they were going to have to give him some time. I said, no, he's ready. He's ready. He was the most NFL ready in last year's draft. And he showed it. Now, granted, had a great coach there. Had a great surrounding cast. Some young talent, a wide receiver, okay, with a little mix of veterans. Oh, and it also helped that he had the Defensive Player of the Year on the other side. But the Texans went on and got it done last year. Even won themselves a playoff game by putting a beat down on Cleveland. And then they proceeded to go to Baltimore and get beat down over there. So they weren't ready for all that, man. They were not ready for all that. So now, let's just start it off. Who is my number one team that I got predicted this year? Now, you may easily say that, okay, the Texans are the only good team here, and that's not true. That is not true. But we're going to start with the Texans anyways, okay? Because that is my pick to finish in the top spot in the AFC South. And, you know, can CJ be better than last year? Because he was pretty damn good last year, man. He was. CJ Stroud last year, y'all. 15 games played. Okay, he had an injury, kept him out a couple games. Threw for over 4,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Wow. Talk about getting it done and protecting the ball while you're getting it done. As a rookie, that's not rookie numbers, man, for a quarterback. That's crazy. That was impressive as hell. Houston Texans went 10-7 last year, though. So they were not a perfect team. Obviously, we saw what happened against Baltimore in the playoffs. They did not belong in that same field with Baltimore that day. All right, but offense was ranked number 12 overall. They were number 7 in the pass, but number 22 in the run. They struggled in the run. Dameon Pierce was put into an RB2 role. He couldn't get it going like he did his rookie year. Okay. Running back Devin Singletary, that was a key loss for them. Was it? I don't know. He's with the Giants now. Okay. But he's gone. Didn't have too big of a year. Had a couple good games. He did. But again, number 22 in the run offensively, it's not going to get it done. Right? They had injuries on that offensive line, but if they come back healthy, oh, watch out. Watch out. Now, the big key addition this year, okay, in the offseason, of course, was Stephon Diggs. I did an episode about it, talking about Houston being a problem because now you got Stephon Diggs there, okay? You've got Nico Collins there, who had 80 catches for 1,297 yards last year and 8 touchdowns. Dude balled out. One good year, but he got paid now. What were they thinking? They threw all kinds. They threw the bag in Nico Collins after having one good year. That's crazy because they're paying him like a wide receiver 1. But Stephon Diggs is going to want to be wide receiver 1. What's going on, man? Oh, and don't forget you got Tank Dell there as well. So that you talk about a great wide receiver group. That's one of the best in the AFC right there. If I'm looking at it, just on paper. All right. Don't forget they also just extended Dalton Schultz, tight end, former Cowboy. He had 635 yards last year, 5 touchdowns. I still feel they could have used him more. They're paying him now, so they might. That means they're planning to get him more involved. All right, but they did go and add Joe Mixon. I mentioned Singletary not being there anymore. They added Joe Mixon, who played 17 games last year with Cincy, had just over 1,000 yards. Okay, we had been 16 games. He wouldn't have reached that 1,000 yards. 9 touchdowns. He had a 4 yards per carry average. I don't think I see Mixon. He looks like he's slipping to me. But I'm really wondering if they're going to be like maybe Pierce is going to get a little more work. Okay. Maybe we have a 2 running back committee here. I don't know. 2-headed running back. That remains to be seen. We haven't even started training camp yet, actual camp. So we'll find out about that, man. But you still got left tackle Laremy Tunsil, who also got paid, man. One of the best in the game. Guard Shaq Mason. And they added offensive tackle Blake Fisher out of Notre Dame. They drafted him. So they're looking to beef up that line with that. You beefed up your wide receiver group. You do have a better running back, though. I did say Mixon, I think, is starting to regress, but he's still better than what Singletary was last year. So they will have a little bit better running game, I'm expecting. Okay, now let's jump to the other side of the ball, though. On the defense, you got defensive coordinator Matt Burke, and his boys were ranked number 14, right in the middle of the pack last year. They were number 23 versus the pass. Number 6, though, versus the run. Very good against the run. Very bad against the pass. All right, but what's crazy is I talk about how good they were on the run. Against the run, I should say. Not on the run, against the run. But yet, that game against Baltimore, man, Baltimore tore them a new one. 229 rush yards in that game for the Ravens. Crazy. That's all they needed. All right. Now you've got defensive rookie of the year, defensive end Will Anderson Jr., of course, he'll be coming back healthy. Middle linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. They brought him over from Tennessee. That's solid right there. You're trying to beef up that middle a little bit. Okay. Now I talked about them in the past game defensively needing some help. So what did they go and do? Well, you've got cornerback Derek Stingley there. Okay, but you need some help on the other side. So they went and drafted Kamari Lassiter out of Georgia. Going to be interesting to see how this dude does. And if he is a day one starter as a rookie, he's going to have an opportunity to earn that here in the upcoming preseason, man. So that's going to be interesting to see. But I think the Texans are primed to make another run at this division back-to-back years. And I don't see why they can't. There's one team I think, though, that maybe could surprise people. But as far as the Texans go, should be the favorite in the division as they are. But the defense has to improve in the pass. That's going to be big. That's going to be big because the team I'm telling you about that could sneak up and bite some people. Okay, because they're going to be a total different look offensively, maybe even defensively as well. Yeah, those Tennessee Titans. Now I know they finished 6-11 and last place in the division last year. I get that. Okay, head coach Brian Callahan coming back. He brought in a new defensive coordinator, Denard Wilson. Okay, so that's why I talk about this defense maybe looking a little different. They also changed up. I mean, it's a whole new staff, entirely new coaching staff. Offensive coordinator Nick Foles. He's going to have himself a quarterback who's ready to go, though. Now, Will Levis. I told you about Will Levis last year in the draft. I thought that people were undervaluing him. And when he came in last year, yeah, he showed his lumps a little bit. He took his rookie lumps. But I think he showed something to everybody last year, and it was enough for them to believe that, yeah, we're ready to move forward with him as our quarterback. And I don't blame them. I like Will Levis, y'all. 9 games played last year, 1,808 yards. Okay, he had 200 yards per game, 8 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. But he has got himself some new weapons to play with over there. Okay, the offense last year was ranked number 28 overall. Not very good at all, even with Derrick Henry finishing the league second in rushing. But we had number 29 in the past. That was where they struggled. Okay, but they've never been a passing offense, which is why you're bringing in this whole new scheme. Okay, they were number 17 in the run. It's crazy. Did I get that whole Derrick Henry thing right? I did. I'm like, I had to think about that, man, straight up. But this is a team that they lost some players, though. I told you guys, they lost Derrick Henry. He's gone. He's in Baltimore now. Wow. They lost offensive lineman Denico Autry. I told you guys about linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair, who's with Houston now. So he goes into a division rival. And then they lost cornerback Sean Murphy-Bunting. So some big losses on the defense and offensive side of the ball. Okay? But let me tell you about who they brought in. Okay? This is a team that was 4-0 at home. 5-4, excuse me. Not 4-0. 5-4 at home last year. But the big problem with them was being 1-7 on the road. Offensively, they struggled. So they go out and get some new weapons. Now, I told y'all about Derrick Henry being gone. They still have Tyjae Spears there, who started getting a lot of that work last year. And they also turned around and signed free agent Tony Pollard, formerly of my Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. But much respect to Tony Pollard. And I hope he has a good year there. I really do. They also added wide receivers Calvin Ridley and Tyler Boyd. Y'all, that is big. A couple of veterans. Yeah. Well, Calvin Ridley had himself a good year last year, okay, in Jacksonville. So another player who has jumped from one team to another within the division. So that's big. Tyler Boyd, I feel he could be a very, very solid wide receiver too anywhere he goes. We're going to see how they use him here, man, because you got to remember they still have DeAndre Hopkins. So you look at DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd. And I talked about the Houston Texans having one of the best trios of wide receivers, but I would probably, would I take this Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, DeAndre Hopkins trio over Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Nico Collins? I very well might. I think I would. Now, a lot of it's going to depend on Will Levis. He needs to improve even more this year. He needs to take a couple of steps forward. Okay, that's what we got to see from him this year. They also went and added some protection for him. Left tackle J.C. Latham, drafted him out of Alabama. He's going to be a day one starter, and you need that because that's protection on your quarterback that left side, man. So that was big. That was a big move for them. Defensively, though, they were ranked number 18. Number 18 versus the pass, number 13 versus the run. They were not horrible, but they were not great either on defense. Okay, so that they need to improve their defensively. Told you guys about a couple of losses that they had at cornerback and big one at linebacker. So what did they go and do? Well, first of all, they went and signed cornerback L'Jarius Sneed from the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Major. I mean, like, how much money did these dudes have? Damn. And they went and drafted nose tackle T'Vondre Sweat out of Texas. That's big. That's big because you're trying to stop the run. That's a big body right there. Don't forget they still have linebacker Harold Landry III. Linebacker Jack Gibbons had 95 tackles last year. He was second on the team, second only to Al Shire. So he's going to have an opportunity to lead that squad in tackles this year. And he's going to have to. He's going to have to play big because that's a big presence that he's filling in right there. But overall, I think it's going to take a little bit for this offense to get going, to be honest. You got a new scheme, some new players, got a second-year quarterback. It's not going to be going right away, y'all. This is the entire culture. Everything is changing from the Derrick Henry era. All right, so this is a team, I think, though, that second half in the season could be a problem. They could be a problem. Also, don't dismiss them the first 3 weeks when we see a lot of fool's gold. All right, this is a team I think that will be very good the second half of the season. But if they can pull off some games in that first half and remain there, right there neck and neck with Houston, they could give Houston some problems in Houston's bid to run away with this division. So I got Tennessee finishing second. And just be on the lookout. Do not sleep on this squad, y'all. That's all I am saying. All right. Now, before I continue and finish it up with my last two teams, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and take one more break for those of you watching on Fuel. Wherever you're watching YouTube, Fuel, if you're listening on Spotify, on iHeart, on Amazon, wherever you're listening or watching, thank you very much, man. It's all nothing but love for each and every one of you. Hitting right here, talking about the AFC South. And let's keep it rolling, baby. Let's keep going with my number 3 squad, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Is it time for regression? They just paid Trevor Lawrence as if this dude, like, just did some Lamar Jackson type of stuff, Patrick Mahomes type of stuff. I get it. I get the big fuss of him coming out of college. And I think the tools to be great and elite are still there. He just got paid like an elite quarterback. He is not an elite quarterback. He is not. Trevor Lawrence, 16 games played last year, 4,016 yards, 21 touchdowns, but 14 interceptions. Ugh. That's ugly. That is ugly right there. He was 65% on his accuracy last year, so it's about the league average. Those 14 interceptions, man, that stands out to me. Pretty bad. All right, so head coach Doug Peterson coming into his third year now. You'll have to figure it out. You have to figure it out, man. I don't know what it is about this team, man. You had Calvin Ridley had himself a good year. They still couldn't do nothing. I mean, at one point, it looked like early part of the season, like, oh, yeah, they're going to be the squad in this division. And then they fell apart. They fell apart. So they finished 9-8, second in the division. Offense was ranked number 13. They were number 9 versus the pass, which is surprising to me. That was surprising. But now, just keep in mind, y'all, this is all based on yards average per game. Okay, so just take that, all these rankings with a little bit of a grain of salt. All right, they were number 24 in the rush, which is weird because you got Travis Etienne over there who ran for 1,008 yards. But the problem with him was he less than 4 yards a carry. Yeah, my dude's got to have a better year this year. 11 touchdowns, but he did have 476 yards receiving out of the backfield. So that's what makes him such a dual threat. Okay, so if we look at that and you clump the yards together, then it's a pretty good season for him. But, man, they got to get better in the run game. Okay, key losses, wide receiver Calvin Ridley, cornerback Darius Williams, who was second in PFF in his ball hawk rate. So that's a big loss right there. It's a big loss. They were 3-5 at home last year. Got to be better at home. I don't trust this team, y'all. I don't trust the Jaguars at all. Even when they're playing in London, they're home away from home. They might as well move this squad to London because they're playing at least 1 or 2 games there every year. All right. Now you still got wide receiver Christian Kirk there. 57 catches, 787 yards last year, 3 touchdowns. Second only to Calvin Ridley, who was no longer there. But they did bring in Gabe Davis out of Buffalo, free agent. He was the wide receiver 2 there. Buffalo just stopped using that dude. They were done with him. Nah. They stopped throwing the ball, period, last year at times. It was weird. It was weird. But we'll talk about Buffalo when we get to that division here in the 2 weeks. Okay, so now they also went and drafted a rookie wide receiver, Brian Thomas, out of LSU. That is big right there. Dude had 17 touchdowns last year, which led all the FBS. So that's big. That's big, all right? And tight end Evan Ingram got paid. So he's going to be coming back, 963 yards. And that was third among all tight ends in the league. Just behind, I believe it was Kelsey and Kittle. Kittle was actually number 1 in all tight ends last year for yards, man. So that's huge. That's huge. And number 3 of all tight ends. They also went and drafted offensive tackle Javon Foster in the 4th round out of Mizzou. This dude out of Missouri is going to have an opportunity to earn himself a spot on that starting offensive line. I really think he can do that. They're going to need it. Because if they want Trevor Lawrence to play up to that new contract you just gave him by making him one of the 2 highest paid annual players in the league, him and Joe Burrow now, what is it, like 55 mil? Crazy. They're making every year. Boy, ain't done nothing, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. He's getting paid off potential. That's it. But he's going to need help from his defense then, because especially if he has those 14 interceptions again, he's going to need that number 22 ranked defense from last year to be a hell of a lot better than ranked 22. Okay, they were number 26 versus the pass, number 9 versus the run. Right? So what are they going to do? Well, they went and added defensive tackle Eric Armstead to help solidify that run a little bit more. All right, but when I'm looking at what they did to try and kind of help out in that back end in the pass game, I don't know. All I saw was the addition of Ronald Darby from Baltimore, which is a big one, cornerback, formerly of the Ravens. That was a big addition. So that's what they tried to do there. All right. They also went and got linebacker Loa Kuhn out of Atlanta. That was big. That dude is a baller. He is a baller. And don't forget, oh, yeah, you got one of the better pass rushers in the game in Josh Allen, who also just got paid last year. So they've got some pieces there on defense. Okay, you got defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen. This is his first year taking over this defense. They knew they needed help on defense. So this is his first year, man. He comes from Atlanta. And what he preaches over there is fumbles, forced fumbles. That's what he teaches. Atlanta was one of the better teams in the league in forced fumbles last year on the defensive side of the ball. So I expect him to teach that same mantra here. You know, turn the ball over. Let's get some turnovers and try to attack the ball, man. So overall, I think the offense could regress, especially without Calvin Ridley now. I know you got Gabe Davis, but he's not Calvin Ridley. I'm just being real. But the main problem is I still don't trust this team. I do not trust Trevor Lawrence to go on and look elite and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, because the dude will have himself a great game, and then he turns around and throws 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions the next game, and puts up 9 points. You see what I mean? So I'm going to need this dude to be better before I am going to believe in this team. Right now, I do not. I do not. So we're going to see how those Jacksonville Jaguars do this year, though. Now, the team I got finishing last, obviously, is the Indianapolis Colts. And that's because this is another one. This is one that I need to say, prove it to me. Anthony Richardson, prove it. Everybody's already hyping this dude up like they were before the season last year. Why? Why y'all hyping him up again this year? He's coming off a big injury. Ended his season, okay? And then Gardner Minshew came in, and it was up and down, roller coaster, but he had y'all in the hunt. Minshew's gone. Okay, they bring in Joe Flacco, okay, who got Cleveland into the playoffs last year. The funny thing about Joe Flacco, though, he was trash in that playoff game. What I say? He got him into the defense, into the playoffs, man. I'm tripping today. So Joe Flacco, this could be another situation, man. Anthony Richardson, you got to stay healthy, dog. They're going to teach this boy to slide. I know they want to use his athleticism and his legs because that is a major, major part of his game. But he is raw. You have an opportunity to mold this dude into a pocket passer who can also run the damn ball pretty good. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. But he's got to stay healthy. I don't know if I trust Joe Flacco to do it again. I don't know. Colts finished 9-8, third place last year. Head coach Shane Steichen. Actually, his second year. This will be his second year. I actually liked him as one of the favorites for Coach of the Year last year. Now, my favorite, the one that I thought should have got it, didn't get it, but he also got offensive coordinator Jim Cooter will be in his second year as well. Defensive coordinator Gus Bradley, though, coming into his third year, he had the number 24 ranked defense last year. Big part of that, though, was because his offense was too inconsistent. Couldn't keep his boys off the field sometimes. All right, they were number 16 versus the pass, number 24 versus the run. That's where their big weakness is. So what do? Well, you go and add free agent DeForest Buckner from San Francisco, defensive tackle. They brought him in. I think that was actually through trade. So they're trying to do that. You have to stop that run. Right? That's the big part right there. They also went and drafted defensive end Latu out of UCLA. I think this guy is going to have an opportunity to be a stud in this league. Depends how much playing time he's going to earn over here. And then, I mean, of course, you still got linebacker Zaire Franklin, 179 tackles, led the squad last year. But I didn't see any major moves at cornerback. Nothing. There was a big splash, though. Or at safety. So that pass defense, while it was middle of the pack, I think you want to be able to have guys back there that you don't need to help out so much at cornerback, so you can drop your safeties down when you have to, so you can plug in your three linebackers when you have to. But I don't know what they're going to be doing, man. I just don't know if the Colts are going to be good enough. I'm still not sold on Anthony Richardson coming in and taking the league by storm like CJ Stroud did last year. Anthony Richardson came into this with a high ceiling. Yes, but that's why I'm saying he is raw. Mold him right now. Right now. Mold this dude. All right? He doesn't have all the experience that a lot of these other dudes that came out in last year's draft class did. So you have an opportunity to do something with him. Mold him into a pocket passer who can also run the ball and kill you with his legs. But I don't trust the Colts this year either. They got to prove it to me. That's all I'm going to say. Anthony Richardson, prove it to me. That's all I'm saying. But I do still, if I'm looking at fantasy, though, of course, running back Jonathan Taylor played 10 games last year because he had, he didn't get to play the whole season. We all know what happened there. 794 yards. Okay, he averaged just over 4.3 yards a carry. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, he's got Trey Sermon now backing him up. Zach Moss is the one that held it down and did a damn good job of it in that running game till he got there. Okay, so and that was why they had the number 10 rushing offense in the league last year. And Jonathan Taylor came in, he just continued it. He just kept rolling. All right, so now Mo Alley Cox is gone. You replace him at tight end with Jelani Woods. And also you got that offensive line is still one of the top offensive lines in the league. Top 5 probably. Okay, you got Will Freeze and center Ryan Kelly there holding it down. And I think that offensive line is still going to be legit this year. So if that's going to be the thing, that is the heart of any team, in my opinion, any offense, actually. So if the offense is going to get going this year, they've got some players that can do it, specifically with Michael Pittman Jr., who had 1,152 yards last year. Okay, and like I said, Jonathan Taylor. Now they still have wide receiver Alec Pierce, wide receiver Josh Downs, and they went and drafted Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. So they've got some talent there. But Anthony Richardson, I'm going to need you to prove it, dog. So that's what I got for you guys this week. All right, AFC South. If y'all disagree, hit me up on the socials. You see scrolling on the bottom. Find me on TikTok at Garcia.grid. YouTube, Gridiron Nation Podcast. You can find me on Instagram, GGarcia_Gridiron. Find me on X at the #1 Gridiron Nation, at 1 Gridiron Nation. Find me on Facebook at Gridiron Nation and the #1. All right, let me know what you guys think. But just to give you guys my final thing here. Here it is. All right. There it is. Gridiron Nation, AFC South. I got the Houston Texans finishing first. Tennessee Titans finishing second. Could be a very close second, maybe. Jaguars, I think they're going to start regressing a little bit offensively. I think the defense could still be solid, though, this year with some of the changes they made. I have them finishing third. And the Colts, I don't know. I just need y'all to prove something to me. All right. At the 4th spot. So y'all hit me up on the socials and let me know what y'all think. All right. If you disagree, let me know why. That's all I want to know. Let me know why, and then I will proceed to tell you why you are wrong and I am right. And then I'll post this graphic again at the end of the year so y'all can laugh at how wrong I was or something like that. All right. But I think most of you actually might agree with this if I'm being real. Jacksonville, Tennessee, some of you might flip them around. Maybe some of you believe more in Anthony Richardson right now than I do. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. But y'all hit me up and let me know and let's talk about it. And don't forget, y'all, next week, yes, it will be Happy Birthday USA. 4th of July episode coming next week, man. I'm going to have some fun with it because I'm going to have that Monday to prepare. I'm going to be on vacation. I'm going to be in chill mode. Yeah, man, I'll be ready to ride with you guys. Next week, we will be talking about the AFC North, quite possibly the best division in football. Actually, I think it is now the best division in football. It is. Talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens. When you look at these the squads in this division, Cincinnati Bengals, every one of these teams, you're like, there's a good chance they could win this division. So I got a lot to think about, y'all. I'm gonna do my research because I don't have it's easy to say Baltimore just because they got to the AFC Championship last year, but I don't know about that. I know they added Derrick Henry. That's big. That's big. Okay, but they still don't have a stud wide receiver. I don't know. I got a lot to think about, man. You see what Cincy's doing. T. Higgins is going to play, but there's no more Tyler Boyd there. No more Joe Mixon. Joe Burrow come back healthy, maybe. Does he stay healthy? I don't know. Cleveland is going to have that dominant defense again. Amari Cooper, though, seems not happy now. He wants a new deal. And then Deshaun Watson coming back. And then, of course, you've got the best running back in football, in my opinion, when he's playing. Okay, I know I said CMC was last year. Yes. But Nick Chubb, best pure running back in the league when he's healthy. He'll be coming back healthy this year. See how big a difference that makes. And then you've got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who made all the news at quarterback this year. They also made a few more additions. Okay, so we're going to talk about the AFC North next week, baby. I cannot wait because that's going to be a tough one for me to pick out this week as I do all my research, man. But y'all be sure to keep following me, man, and roll with me in next week's episode, man. And I'll let y'all know what I think about my predictions for the AFC North next week. And also, I'm going to talk about the Paris 2024 Summer Olympics. Like I told y'all, the Off the Grid segment will be what Olympic events are you looking forward to? I want to know. I'm going to put it out on social media tomorrow. Okay? Today's Tuesday. I'm putting it out tomorrow, and I'm sharing it every week because I want to know. I'm going to share it to a bunch of different groups through the Gridiron Nation page. All right? Y'all be sure to email me your questions, gridironnationpodcast@gmail.com. Hit me up with your questions if there's a certain team y'all want to talk about. I know Hendo, you sent me a question this week, dog, but I can't ask it because you're asking about your Steelers, and I'm going to talk about your Steelers next week. Okay? That's the only reason. It's the only reason. Y'all don't forget Gridiron Nation every Tuesday evening coming at you. Yeah, my new show Off the Grid with Gabe Garcia is available on YouTube and all the audio streaming platforms. Y'all go in and check me out. I will have another interview coming up really soon. Likely somebody here within my community here in Las Cruces, man. I got a couple of options, so y'all just stay posted. All right? Now, my message this week, guys, before I head out, And you may think, okay, because it's summer or something like that, that I'm saying this. And so it fits. It fits. But my message is to stay cool. All right. And I don't mean, hey, man, like when you sign someone's yearbook back in the day, hey, dog, stay cool, man. We'll see you next year at the end of the summer. And I'm not talking about, coming up in here with the AC on, trying to stay cool. Of course, that is important, though. That is important this time of year, y'all. Stay cool, stay hydrated. But what I'm meaning in this is like when it comes to losing your temper, doing something, saying something that you're gonna regret, man, that you cannot take back. Words, especially, are very difficult to take back. Actions are even more difficult to take back. Think about words, man. Is words cut within like somebody's soul? You know what I mean? The wrong words, words spoken out of anger or sadness or grief. And actions are different, man. Actions hurt everything outside. While depending on the situation, it can also be internal, also, in terms of emotions and stuff and mental. But I guess what I'm trying to say, y'all, is just, I know a lot of times people feel like they can fly off the handle. A lot of things go on, man. Sometimes things go bad in a certain situation, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a romance relationship, or whether it's within a friend's relationship, family, work, whatever. Sometimes you feel it, man. Like, that's it. I'm done. If I swear, if somebody says something to me right now, I'm going to pop off. When you have that in your head where you can say that, that means you are right there. You're telling yourself that I am aware of the mental state I'm in. That's when you got to talk yourself down, which is very difficult to do. You know what's even harder to do? And I know this because you know me, guys. If you know me, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. What I'm thinking, it comes out, man. Sometimes there's no filter. But you also have to know when to just say, you know what, screw my pride. Damn my pride. I got to keep my mouth shut, because if I say something, I'm either going to lose my job, I'm going to get arrested. I'm going to lose, my woman, I'm going to lose my friend, something. You do not want to hurt people by losing your temper, knowing that you're saying or doing something that you do not mean and you're going to regret later. All right, so just do your best. So when you feel that kind of situation coming on, stay cool. Walk away if you have to. I know that's cliche, because we hear that when you're a kid, to be the bigger person. It's not always easy to do that, but sometimes, so that you don't do or say anything that you're going to regret, sometimes the best thing to do is to control your emotions, which is very difficult to do. But just stay cool, y'all. Just stay cool. All right. And I promise you, man, you'll feel better about it afterwards, knowing like, damn, I could have really said some shit back there, but I didn't. And you'll feel better about that. All right. I am out of here, familia. I'm about to go and go up in the house, go chill with the familia for a little while, man, before I get back to work tomorrow, man. But thank you guys for joining me on another week of Gridiron Nation, man. I truly, truly, and humbly thank you guys, man. That's from within my soul. And please get the word out. Get the word out. Trying, man. I'm trying to grow. And I know you guys help me, but I just need more people to jump on. Maybe now the NFL season's going to get going, we're going to be able to get more people jumping on board. All right, man. But I'm going to head up out of here, man. But before I do, you guys already know, like I said, the message, staying cool, not losing your temper. A lot of that has to do with being like what? Being like water. Because, yeah, water can be cool too, but it flows. It can be quiet. It can just flow around the problem. Sometimes you don't need to be that likeness of water to where it hits and breaks through mountains and rock. Sometimes being cool means flowing right around it, man, and just brushing it off, which is hard to do. You know what I mean? Life's going to throw that kind of stuff at you. People are going to throw that kind of stuff at you to test you, to tempt that temper of yours. So you need to just push it down, all right? Remain cool. Remain cool above all. Do what? In the words of the great Bruce Lee, all y'all got to do is be water, my friends. I'm going to catch y'all next week, y'all. This is Gridiron Nation. I am Gabriel Garcia. Yeah, I'm going to catch you guys next week on the other side of this, and we go talk more gamer talk next week, because that damn Elden Ring, man, y'all are crazy. Freaking, I don't know, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. All right. I am Gabriel. Got to see you, Gridiron Nation, y'all. I'm gonna get y'all next week, baby. Thank you for watching, y'all. One love. Peace.
Boys lyrically blessed, eating all my competition for dinner, cause I'm a winner. Sometimes my heart is sick, but inside lurking a sinner. Better come with a plan, I got my fans in the stands. If you don't know, well, they gon' tell you Wicked One is the man. Who gonna let them know the power